So hi, today we're doing a big repair on this Hoover A3308. It belongs to Hooverlux Restorations and More. We diagnosed the fault on it on his channel a couple of weeks ago. Turns out the bearing seal had it. So while we're at it, while we're going to all this length, we're going to go and do a few extra things to it. So on here, I've got all the stuff laid out here. He's gone and bought a new door seal for it. We're going to replace the tub gasket as we're taking the rear panel off. We're going to replace the waste hose because Electronic Deluxe, or the laundry centre that had it before, fitted this monstrosity to it. So it's not exactly user friendly in some cases. We've got the bearings, and we've also got a Jubilee clip for fitting the new hose. So
how much was the replacement kit for this?
Oh, what was it now? Was it like 15 quid or something?
Yeah, it wasn't expensive, was it?
No, I don't think it was.
The seal was about 8 quid.
8 quid.
And that was 15.
15, right, okay, yeah. And that was about 3, 4, 5 quid, something like that, I think.
That was from Screwfix.
Screwfix, yeah, something like that. Oh, that was the other reason. That's what, 2.5, 3 metre one, isn't it, as well?
Very long.
I think that's why you wanted it, yeah.
Yep.
Right. So what we'll do now, we'll head around the back of the machine and we'll start taking the lid and the back off. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the lid off. I'm going to take it off. No, I'll take the screws off. Probably done it the wrong way anyway, but whatever. Probably just the one screw. I need to dig my thing out at some stage. Have you got spare screws lying around?
Yeah.
Just in case I round the head on one. Right. Hopefully. Oh, it goes that way. So I could have actually taken the other one off, but at least the bracket's still fitted. That there. Stay there. Or don't stay there. Right, so this is the inside of the machine. Basically what we're going to be doing, this back plate here is going to be what's coming out of the machine. So I'm going to have to disconnect everything down there. So this is why I'm going to take the back off, just showing you more in-depth look.
What's that?
Pressure switch. The board back here, all microprocessors, which is quite good for 1980, whatever it was. This machine was sort of rewired. Been crimped and clamped here. There's several wires all over the place. I can't actually see the other ones as yet, but I was told there was quite a few wires, one there, a couple there, that were just sliced for whatever reason. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just have a quick look. Yeah, I'm hoping I can take this panel off as well, which would help, because otherwise I'll have to push the tub down to get the back panel out, which isn't a problem, but would make it easier. So I'll start taking the back off. Do you want to stick those screws in the card while we're there? Right, so now the back's off, I'll show you what we're doing in here. So next steps, I'll need to take the belt off, I'll need to take the pulley off, and then all of these bolts around the edge here need to be released. I'll have to disconnect the heater, I may leave that in, to be honest. Actually no, I'll have to take it out because the bearings on the back panel, the drum will have to come out. Yeah, it's a fairly complex job. I'll probably take the waste hose off as well while we're at it, keep it out of the way. So yeah, who's put the Jubilee clip on that way round? Chris.
Tip
Right.
it forward and I'll hold it.
I've got to, tip it on its back and then get that off first. Make sure. Yeah, 14 seems to fit, if it'll go on there properly. I mean, I've got sockets as well, so I'll grab a socket. Big socket. Right, oh yeah, you can do that. Right, so we wedged a bit of wood into the pulley. I'm hoping I'll find its hole. And then oh, there was actually a locking tab, I think, there, which I've completely forgotten about. Because I'm an idiot, but oh well. We can make a new one of them up, to be fair, it's just a bit of metal. We've got pictures of that. Are they bolted in there? No, that's good. Right, heater wires. Right, so now the pulley's off, I'm going to get cracking with the back panel. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of these first and get this wiring harness thing out of the way. So that's the one socket I need. That one. I also probably need another one to get the other side. So I need a 10mm spanner. Wherever that's gone. There it is. Hoping that'll be the right size. Yeah, that's good. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen them first and then start taking them off properly. See, unlike on my Service 308, which is, well, it's very, very similar in construction, the back panel. It doesn't have, mine had a load of numbers on each bolt, so you tighten them up in order,
Yeah.
like a cylinder head, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Some washing machines do.
Yeah, exactly. These may not even need a spanner on them halfway through. That one.
All good.
Yep. Things you're working blind a lot of it. Get up there. That one is awkward. The good thing about this, you don't need to remove the motor to get the drum out. Whereas on pretty much every other washing machine going, you do. I do hope these are all the same size and not different sizes. I've done that one. Yeah, I've done that one. Right. So, let's get that one off first. Hi, Joey. I'm going to do with this is leave the bolt on the earth, if you know what I mean. So let me get the bolt out first. Right, so 1, 2, earth, then that, then that, then that, and then that, I think, I hope. I don't really think it matters, but that's on there. So that can't go anywhere.
Good thinking, Batman.
Where's my spanner?
Here,
Holding
film
the hand job. Oh, on the camera, yeah. Now that's free. I can undo that and I can undo that. And then that will stay right out the way when we pull this out. So what I'm going to do now is take the heater out, which I need probably this one. Oh, we'll put that out. Here's one I prepared earlier. Only reason I'm taking the heater out so I don't damage it. Take the NTC out while I'm here as well. That needs to go somewhere safe. So, where's my little prying screwdriver down there? Providing this comes out easily, which it will. Hopefully without damaging any kind of seal.
Hang on, let me put this out of the way.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Right. This isn't actually the genuine heater for this machine. If I'm right. Oh, it's got a 1300 watt heater in it, so it's actually out of a modern day Hoover. So that's why it's so dumpy and pathetic. So, right, so now we've got that out, we've got that clear, I can start taking all these bolts out. So, up to you if you want to carry on.
No.
Now, wrapping up, will be the first one. Right.
So they're all out.
They are all out.
Excellent.
So, now comes the fun part. Well, I say the fun part. The awkward bit. Poke round there on the wall. You sit up there, you sit up there, you sit up there. Now, how easy. My little flat head. Without cracking the tub or the drum. Doesn't matter if I damage the seal, we're replacing that anyway.
Oh, I can feel it, I can hear it pinging,
Yeah.
you know, loosening.
Motion detected at the front door.
It's on the cracky enamel.
Oh no.
You can hold that somewhere.
going.
Yeah, it is going. Oh, there you go. And we'll have a drum.
Yay! Oh wow, that's not bad at all,
It's
is
not
it?
bad at all. So now it's like this. Just gonna release the drum.
Yay! That came out nice and easy.
Nice and easy.
How's the spider?
The drum spider is actually alright.
I will take it upstairs and give it a scrub and clean.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that though. You don't want to score it because it will weaken it.
No.
So that's there like that.
What's the inside like?
All of this is what the problem was. So,
Oh wow, look at that.
yeah, you might want to get some scaly stuff on that while we're there.
Yep. That's not bad at all.
No. What I might do while we're at this stage, yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
See that there is sort of just had it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to leave this for a second because it will be a good idea to get the seal on now, or the seal off now at least.
Yes, the
Because I
door.
can get in from this side and really get onto it
Okay.
with a bit of luck. Right, so now I'm going to change the door seal while we're at this stage. There's no point trying to do it when there's sod all access. So I'll take that off.
Oh, that was nice and easy.
Yep. Refitting it, however. It should just pop off the front there, like that. Right. That's the easy bit done.
It looks pretty good, but I just thought may as well change it.
Yeah. Right, now, have these got clamp bands in them or not? I forget. It's a screw band, yes, and it's in a stupid place. Right, okay, so I need my screwdriver and a damn hell of a lot of patience. I'm going to need you to hold the tub back so I can get to it. That screw down there is where I need to be. Don't know if that's done it or not. Is that as far back as it'll go? So,
I'm filming from the inside.
right, where are you then?
So what's happened there?
So basically, if I can find the heater that we took out, there it is. A standard size heater is about double the length of this.
Right.
So what would normally happen, it would sit there, except that there would be a bracket which would fit in between here.
Yes.
So it would be sort of there.
Yeah.
And that's obviously snapped off. So whoever has done, they've put a later style Hoover element in, which is only 1300 watt, but it's short and stubby, so it won't flap around.
Okay, I understand.
If you were to put a full length heater in again, it would flap around and hit that,
Yes.
and then hit the underside of the drum, and it would cut through the element. So
Okay, so what we're gonna do now? We've taken out the seal.
seal, yeah. So
Just gonna give it a bit of a
more
clean up.
clean, yeah.
Okay. I will get on with that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've given inside the tub itself a clean. It was all full of scale. What we're going to do now is fit the seal on the front. I've just got a clamp band hanging there. It's not the easiest job in the world, this, so apologies if I start swearing. might be a bit inevitable. But you know, then once we've fitted that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the sump hose off, just in case, because in fact you can see bits in there. Look, I don't know what is in there. It looks like something I'm suspecting was in there. So yes, we'll have a look at that later on. But for now, we'll go around the front and try and fit this seal.
Okay.
Okay, so what we've done, we put the machine on its back. Hopefully it'll make it easier, because it's allowed the tub to lie down a bit further. So I've got a bit more room between the tub front and the front of the machine to fit the seal. I'm going to fit it with this thing towards the top. I don't think it really matters, but I have a feeling there's a reason for that.
Is it very different to the other one?
No, it should be exactly the same. Still got that lump on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, it should. Yeah, it is pretty much exactly the same, I think. So yeah, let's get cracking. Here goes nothing. In there. Oh, by the way, this. The tub front edge in there has got to go into here. That's
right.
What I'm trying to achieve. It is not easy on one of these, I've heard. It's almost as if the seal's too small for it. See what I'm trying to do.
Yep, clearly.
Good. It's just coming off all the way around. Right.
I'll put my hand in and hold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could have been
It's on.
That could have been a lot worse.
We had to stop filming because we needed 4 hands, so I could hold it at 10 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. So you could get 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock and all the rest in, if you know what I mean.
So I'm gonna fit the tub clamp, seal clamp rather. It should, easy as it sounds, go over that to hold it in place.
Yes, okay.
There she goes. Right, let me do that up. It's got square-ended washer on this side, so. Right, that's tight enough. So now that's on, we'll get it on the front edge. Right, so I'm going to fit the seal to the front. Similar process, except 10 times easier. I've no idea where that midget ended up, to be fair. I'll have a look in a sec. 10 times easier, he said. Maybe not 10 times, maybe 2 times.
looks good.
It does. It's not in properly. Get in there. Come on, don't do this.
There's no kinks in that one.
No,
It's good.
that's because there's no weight on the tub yet.
Mm.
Right, I think that's on. Doesn't feel quite right. Oh, that was right, yeah. Okay, right, well that's fitted. Now we'll try and fit this thing, the front clamp down. Nice and easy. Will it fit? No! I have to get my bigger ones.
Oops.
That's fine. It's fitted anyway. It's not going to come off.
No.
Right, let's just see where that midget is. Oh, it's actually right at the top. Perfect.
Ah.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's there where my finger is.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty much perfect.
Yes.
Right. That's on. It's not going to come off. Right, so that's us. For now, we're done around the front.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm taking off the sump hose now, like I said. Probably take the whole thing off and give it a clean. It's good practice, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there, good. Now where is that clamp there? I might need your phone to go lower so I can see where I'm at. Don't know if you'll see a lot. All of me is in the way.
Yep.
Motion detected at the front door.
We need to film for that.
So
So they look nice and clean now.
I do, yeah. So I'm going to refit it tub end first, as I did before, well, as I took it off. Easier said than done.
So it's basically just a reverse of taking it off.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start doing the bearings now. Well, we've actually removed this circlip off camera. A, because we forgot to film, and B, because, well, it was a swine.
It took us 10 minutes.
It took us 10 minutes, yeah. Partly because we don't actually have circlip pliers, so
No,
we had to sort of
I'm gonna get one of
improvise.
them on my list.
But yeah, that's out. I'm going to start doing the bearings. First thing I'm going to do is flip it over. Try and remove that bearing first.
Now that may
Just
not
to
look
see
clean,
'em.
but
We have scrubbed it. Now, that's come right out of there. Great. I don't know what's going to come out, how it's going to come out. Hopefully it's just a seal. I don't know if it'll... Right, let's get this bit out of here first. Whatever's left of it. Or is that part of a bearing? I think that might be part of a bearing. Okay, scrap that idea. Let's get the...
pliers.
No, the heavy machinery. Big fucker. Put you in there, and then we go. Done something I think it's moving. Oh, well done. It's moved. I'm not for a move bearing, 101. It's definitely moving, I can see it going down. It's a good start. Don't ever hit metal to metal, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Sparks.
Well, just, yeah. I think that moved a lot then.
Oh, I can hear the pitch change.
Yeah. One bearing removed.
Hey! What condition is it in? Because the only reason we're swapping the bearings is because
of the seal, yeah.
breaking.
I mean, you could actually refit that, but
Is it moving okay?
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You could actually reuse that. It doesn't seem that bad.
No. That smell.
Probably grease.
Oh,
right. Stinks, doesn't it?
It does stink.
Right.
That's
that
old
one
grease.
Is there. Let's just make sure I've got the right bearings here. So we have another circuit in here.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah. Whether we even need to remove that, I'm not sure. I think that's only there to stop the bearing going too far in.
Yes.
So I'm going to start punching the old seal out, hopefully. I may try and get the bearing out with it. Oh, she's moving. Yeah, I'm sure she is. Yeah. So that seems to be working all right. I hope. Either that one just not concentrating properly. What I'm going to try and do, as soon as I can see seal, is try and get the seal out by knackering there. Nothing I can really get onto it with. So. Last thing I want to do is knacker the tub though. Okay, so that last video came to a bit of an abrupt end. I was trying to get the second bearing out, which I managed, but you can see the machine's in a bit of a state. This was yesterday, that last clip was. We're now the next day, so basically what's happened, we've knocked the old bearings out and cleaned everything up and realised that the bearings that we ordered are not the same as what came out of the machine. I think what's happened is at some point this backplate for the drum has been replaced with a later backplate. So rather than having a logic backplate or an electron backplate, it's got a eco-logic backplate, so the bearings wouldn't fit, and it's a really awkward one to find the part for. It also does need a spider. We decided there was a piece on the spider that snapped off, which actually caused the bearing seal to fail. So there is a set online. Whether we can actually get it or not is another thing. It's a bit more expensive, but hopefully we should get that sorted in time. We've got the machine in bits, all the bits for it are in here, it's ready to go on. It's literally all we need to do is order the right bearings and then get cracking at refitting it, and hopefully it will live to see another day. But for now, that's where we're at. So yeah, we'll have to wait for part 2. Sorry. See you then.